Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jordan, better known as Jordan T Fit. So this video would have been my week number 8 vlog. However, the past week has been literally non-stop. We're moving in 3 days. I bought a house. It's very stressful. It's the first time I've ever bought in a house. I'm gonna bring you guys through it. Like, it's gonna be such a process and such an experience to like fill up the house, and you know, we're literally only bringing like our clothes. We're selling all of our furniture in the apartment and I'm just so excited. But you can imagine how the past few days have been, you know, with setting up the appliances and wiring money and, you know, cleaning and packing and selling stuff and donating stuff. Like, it's just been nonstop. And on top of that, I have been 100% with my freaking mini cut. Like, so proud of myself. Some days my meals were a little wonky. Like, when I get in the mood to like just bang shit out, like I will pack for 8 hours and not even think about food. Like, that's the type of person I am. I haven't changed my deficit in like 4 weeks, which is actually crazy because like I'm still getting leaner by the day. Like, I'm looking at my physical physique and I can pinpoint changes throughout the weeks and the days, you know, it's actually crazy. So I'm just really proud of myself. But I wanted to explain to you guys, instead of doing a week 8 vlog because I physically was just unable to because of my life right now and the move and just being busy on top of work and travel, I'm gonna take a fat L on the vlog this week. But what I did want to use this video as is just an overview of my entire mini cut, what I learned, how I felt. I mean, it's been a pretty positive experience, but I'll go more into detail. Today is Monday, so if you know, you know, tomorrow is my check-in day and my final check-in of this mini cut. Once we finish our little chit chat today, I will talk to you guys tomorrow and we will do our final comparisons, and it's gonna be really exciting. But yeah, I just wanted to use this video to not only do an overview of my mini cut, but also talk about something that I talked about on my Instagram the other day that honestly, I just think it's been in the back of my head, and I think it's taken me until recently to finally be able to voice what these feelings are. And for the past 6 years of my life, it's been fitness, 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 tracking macros, prepping for a show. Everything I do and the way I live my life is around the gym. And over the past year or so, after I finished my second and last bodybuilding show, I started to learn that there are so many other ways that I could still hit the same goals as I was years ago, just not as obsessed. And I think this really ties to the fact that, like, you know, life changes are happening now. I'm not 19 in college anymore, going from like college to work to the gym to cardio. Like, it's not like that anymore. Like, our responsibilities now, we have a job, we have, you know, the house is coming up, adopting a third dog, possibly, maybe, I think what I'm trying to get at here, and what I was trying to get at in my Instagram caption, is social media loves when people are, you know, prepping for shows, stage lean. And to be honest, I feel like my heart's not in bodybuilding. I will flat out say I did it to try it. I did it to challenge myself. And to be honest, I'm in a part of my life, and I'm the type of person right now that, me personally, I don't think I want to, you know, dedicate the next few years of my life to bodybuilding. And I have friends that do, and my coach does, and I'm like, props to you, bro, because that's fucking amazing, and I will support everybody along the way, but it's just not for me, dog. You know what I mean? And I think in the process of doing 2 bodybuilding shows back to back and just, you know, trying to stay on the wave of being lean on social media, and this has nothing to do with the mini cut. The mini cut is for my binge eating problems, just to clarify. Because I know it's a little, you know, weird that I'm talking about this as I'm doing a mini cut, but that's what I've also learned throughout this mini cut. And I've been saying it, I hate to feel like I'm on prep when I'm not on prep. So really following my macros and focusing on, you know, one cheat meal, or, you know, not tracking for a weekend. Everything is going to be okay as long as you focus on that balance. And I feel like a lot of people use the word balance loosely when it comes to like health and fitness. I know my thoughts are literally all over the place right now. It's taken me a while to even be able to be like, okay, why am I feeling like I'm not doing enough with the gym? And I found that training for me, not for, you know, social media or a bodybuilding show, that's what I need to focus on, and that's what I have been focusing on for the past year. And it's made me just fall in love with training again. Not that I ever fell out of love, but, you know, there was a good amount of time where I was like, ugh, the gym. You know what I mean? Like not even unmotivated. It just like, I was just like in a gym funk. And now that I'm able to, you know, I'm not following somebody else's plan or my coach's plan, and I'm not eating a meal plan, and I'm not so much worried about like the day-to-day stuff. Like I look at my week as an overview. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe we had one cheat meal this week, but overall I hit my goals 100%. I checked all my boxes. And like I said, I know my thoughts are all over the place because my brain's always like this. It's literally like this all the time. I have just decided that I'm training for me, and I'm training for the way that I want to feel and the way that I like to train. People kept asking me, when's the next time you're going on stage? When's the next time? And it took me I kept saying, I don't know. I'm busy with like, you know, businesses and the move and yeah, creating longevity. And I feel like those were all just excuses. And I finally was able to tell myself like, okay, I love bodybuilding, but it's not for me. It's not something I see myself doing long term. So I'd rather just focus on me right now, you know? I still love the sport, and I am maybe one day in the future, maybe one day. I keep all my options open, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to kind of explain that to you guys and let you know that like, if you're feeling pressured to look a certain way or train a certain way, it doesn't have to be like that. And that's point number one. And point number two, like I said, this is a loaded conversation, but my brain's just circle mode right now. It's like this, it's like a hamster wheel. So that was number one. Number two, that balance. Like I said, people throw the word balance around in the health and fitness industry. Balance is not eating shitty 4 out of the 7 days per week. You know what I mean? You have to have balance, but also have discipline. You can't just blame your shitty eating habits and stuff on balance, because that's not balance. That's just you not being disciplined. And trust me, I tell myself that too. I'm not just telling you guys. I'm not only just telling you guys. That's why I did this whole mini cut. It's like a full circle moment right now. I did this mini cut because I kept telling myself that everything I was doing was, you know, it was for the bulk. It was for balance. And no, girl, I was just being lazy. And that's why we got this mini cut down. We're back in our routine, back in our rhythm, and I'm just feeling so good. But I'm gonna catch up with you guys tomorrow, and I'm really excited to see the final side-by-side progress photos. But love you all. And I feel like I say this every single day, but I'm gonna say it again. Thank you all for always supporting me. And I made this note on my Instagram story because I was like, oh no, what if people think I'm not doing fitness anymore? No, I'm still doing everything I'm doing. I'm just not a bodybuilder anymore. That's it. And I wanna start posting more like lifestyle on top of fitness and more of my personal life to show you guys like, my whole life isn't the gym. I know some people think that, but 2024, baby, we're changing shit up. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Rise and grind. It is Tuesday, which means it is our official last mini cut vlog check-in together. And it's crazy how fast 8 weeks goes by. Like, I can't even believe it's almost November. Like, where did, you know, August or October just go? I have no idea. But we just woke up, we weighed ourselves. We weighed in at 125.6 pounds, which was the same as last week. But to be honest, like I've been saying, I try not to look too much on the scale. And I know for a fact that I look way leaner than from when I first started, you know, less watery. And that was always the goal. So I'm excited to take these photos today and compare them with you guys. I'm looking at the photos right now. They're looking so fire. I'm just like comparing, or not even comparing, just looking at my physique right now. I will say my legs have 100% got leaner. They're typically one of the first things to go. My arms, definitely a little less body fat on them, and you will 100% be able to see this in the pictures, but I'm gonna do an overall rundown once I, you know, go get up and like actually get dressed. I'm fully standing in my living room just in underwear right now, so I'll talk to you soon. All right guys, the time has come. We are going to do our little recap, and we're gonna talk about our progress, our takeaways, and it's really just gonna be more of a little informative video than the vlog like I discussed yesterday. But I think I have a lot of really important takeaways to give you guys. I just want to jump right in. I just wrote up like an Instagram caption about it, so my mind is firing with like how I'm feeling and stuff. So number one, this was an 8-week long mini cut. It was start to finish, there was no breaks. My biggest thing going into this mini cut was to solely fix, there's two reasons. One was found throughout it and one was before. The first reason being as to why I went into this mini cut is because I wanted to get my eating back under control. I was currently bulking and I got a little out of hand, so I just wanted to kind of dial myself back in and bring myself back to like a good starting point before going back into bulking. When I started the mini cut, I came up with a secondary goal, and that was to really work on my balance between the mini cut, staying on schedule, hitting all my marks, but not feeling like I was restricted and I was in prep. So there was a big difference between cutting for a bodybuilding show versus lifestyle mini cut like I just did, and I really wanted to be able to differentiate between the two and not get stuck in a prep mindset. So the way that I was able to do that was, number one, allowing myself those refeed meals and cheat meals every single week. I think there was probably 1 week throughout the 8 weeks that I didn't have a cheat meal or go out that week. When I was in LA, we got drinks, we went out to eat. Like, it was only a 1-day trip as I told you guys, but you don't do that on prep, you know what I mean? Like, I was still able to do that. I hope this is making sense because it makes sense to me, but essentially I was able to really focus on finding balance outside of feeling like I was on prep. That's my main takeaway. Another huge takeaway, and if you guys have been following or if this is your, your first video seeing me talk about this mini cut, consistency is just key. It's just key. I know it's so cliche and I know everybody says it, but to be honest, there's been times where, like, before I did my bodybuilding shows where I would go to do like a quick little, month-long cut, and I would half-ass it and wonder why I still look the same. It's because I wasn't being consistent, and that's typically the case when it comes to, not only me, but everybody when they're trying to work on a goal, whether it's fitness or not. If you're not consistent about something you're passionate about, you're not passionate about it and it's not gonna work. So there's that. But we're gonna, jump into our pictures. As you guys know, every single Tuesday morning, I have been taking my check-in photos. I've been taking a front-facing, a back-facing, and then 2 side-facing photos every single week, alongside with taking my weight once a week fasted every Tuesday morning. You can kind of see what we're looking like. Like, here's week 1, and then we go into week 2, etc., etc., etc. Let's talk about the stats, because I know this is the most exciting part. You guys are probably like, okay, show us the before and after. We don't give a fuck. So we started this mini cut at 131.1 pounds, and looking at the photos, I will put my starting photos right here. We definitely were holding on to some water. We didn't really see a lot of lines, and I knew that your girl was bulking and it was not a clean bulk. So I know that I was holding on to some extra body fat percentage, not necessarily weight, because there is a difference between the two, just so you guys know. So today I finished up at 125.6. If you were paying attention last week, you'd know that I was 125.8, so we dropped 0.2 of a pound. However, my lowest weigh-in was on week number 6, and it was 124.8, and I think it's because I missed a meal. I think I might have talked about this in one of my other videos. I'm pretty sure I missed a meal before my check-in that day, so that's why I woke up later. I tried not to look at the numbers because I'm like, damn, I was 124.8, now I'm 125, but like, we're looking at physiques here. We're not, I mean, the scale is a great way to measure your progress, but the photos are just crazy. So I went in and I compared week 1 photos to number 8 photos, and yeah, we're gonna look at them. So for starters, we have our front pose. So main takeaways, number 1, the brunette hair is a freaking move. I'm like, who is that girl? Who is that blonde girl? I don't even know her. You could see the waist definitely got tighter. The legs definitely lost some body fat, specifically in the quad area. You could see like my hip flexors are showing a little bit more. My muscles are popping a little bit more on my side quads. Besides that, I also want to focus on my arms. It's easier to see from the back pose, so we might have to compare the arms and the back pose, but you could see lots of body fat is not there anymore. So let's switch to the back pose and we'll talk about that since it kind of ties in. You'll see specifically in my tricep area that a lot of body fat is no longer there. It was a lot of, probably just water weight. My body holds on to water like it's its job. So yeah, but you can definitely see the difference in the body fat percentage, especially, in the glutes, in the hamstrings, in the inner thighs. Like, this back shot is really, it shows a lot, and I'm really happy about it. Something that I've always been so insecure is the fact that my arms have always held weight. And it's really just awesome looking at this, just knowing that the past 8 weeks I put in the work, and I'm really happy with the result, specifically of my triceps. Next up, we'll go to one of the side photos. I don't necessarily feel like we need to show both of the side photos because they're the same. The side photos are always a super great comparison. Number 1, we could start off looking at the legs. The legs look fairly similar. What I do want to point out though is that the lines in my legs on week 8 are much more visible than they were week 1, which is pretty obvious. Midsection definitely looking a lot tighter, specifically in the back side. But I can't get over the blonde to the brunette hair. I'm obsessed. But yeah, overall, everything looks really, really great, and I'm really happy. And the way that I ran my own programming and, you know, my progress photos and my check-ins is the exact same way that I run it for my one-on-one personal training. So I was treating myself as a client. Like, I texted my friend Jess last night and I was like, oh, I'm craving chocolate and crumbles so bad, but I have my check-ins tomorrow with myself. And that just held me accountable. It definitely held me accountable, knowing that I was like, oh shit, I'm sharing my check-ins with people. I'm sharing how my days are going. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. And it was just really helpful. So shout out to you guys. I love you always. And I think we're gonna wrap this up. I'm so glad that I got to do this mini cut series with you. Maybe we'll do like a little bulking series next. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more.